Hey everyone, welcome you all to my channel, Real Astrology. Just went out for dinner, so came back and I thought that I am going to be doing this reading today. Reading as in like I just thought I'll be live and I'll discuss certain things with you guys. So do let me know first of all if you can hear me so that we can discuss a few topics or two. Good evening. Hello. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. But I don't know why I can't see anyone. Yeah. Yes. Started to get the wow. So nice to see so many messages. Oh, Smith. Thank you, Smith, for being the first one. Soumya, Shivani, Lunar Mystic Vidya. She's always there. Thank you for being here. Vani Gulati, Kakakshi, Karuna, Shivani, Preeti, Aditi. Thank you so much. So, you know what, actually, why the reason for being live is that I met someone today. In fact, it was not a formal astrological meet, but I just people were talking about Saturn today. Where I was, so I thought that I must talk about Shani today. um, People get too confused about the Navmsa actually. That what exactly is the Navmsa chart, how Saturn plays an important role in Navmsa. So I said, Shani is our hard work, our perseverance, and he's, the masses. And whatever we are, like whatever we are doing, without Saturn, we cannot. So anywhere, whenever you see any kind of event which is taking place without Shani's blessing and without Jupiter's blessings, nothing will happen. And professional career, even in compatibility wise, what is the compatibility between the two of the, the partners? We have to check the condition of Shani. Can you believe that? It is so very important. And people who are in the dasha of Saturn, they think that the whole dasha is doomed. That is something which I am going to be telling you, and I am going to be discussing something related to that also, that the whole dasha cannot be giving you similar kind of results. Shani dasha, of course, it is, it slows you down. It delays, it frustrates you, it tests and trials you have to go through, no doubt about it. But you see, when Saturn is at a particular degrees, and any graha in transit is also forming a connection with that particular degree. Why degree is important? Suppose Saturn is in Capricorn in um, Uttarashada. Let's take Uttarashada nakshatra, which is Surya's nakshatra. So how can it be from 0 degrees to 3 degrees, 20 minutes? It has to be in Capricorn Navmsa. That is, it is going to be Vargotama. So when Saturn is Vargotama and you have a natal Saturn also in this degree, suppose, only in this degrees in Capricorn Navmsa you will feel the difference, or you will feel the results of the Saturn. Or anywhere, wherever any graha is in Capricorn Navmsa. Now, Capricorn Navmsa is in 2, 6, 10 signs, you will see that it starts from Capricorn Navmsa. So it will be giving the result of that. Similarly, if you have any graha in 2, 6, 10 signs, or as a matter of fact, any graha, if is in the Gemini sign, suppose, it is in Capricorn Navmsa from 10 degrees to 13 degrees, 20 minutes. It's in Capricorn Navmsa. Now, it has to be, a particular graha has to be in that particular zone. So now Saturn is also in that zone, and that planet is also forming a connection, though it is in Gemini. Now, let me start with the basics first. Let me share the screen, I think. Just 1 minute. Let me just put up the charts. 1 sec. Just give me 2 minutes or 1 minute. Because this was not planned. So I have to pick up the chart so that I can share with you the horoscopes also. Just sec. And let me think, what should I do with the examples? Okay. Just let me know if you can see the screen I'm sharing. 1 sec. Saturn in different Navmsa. I hope you can see the screen now. Hope so. Can you check? 1 sec. It wasn't sharing, I think. Yeah, now it is sharing. So, first thing first. So, what is the Navmsa to start with? See, Navmsa is a chart which is the 9th division of a particular zodiac sign. See, suppose a zodiac is of 360 degrees. And when we talk about Navmsa, 30 degrees is each sign. When we divide it into 9 parts, one particular zone is of 3 degrees 20 minutes. Okay, that is the span of each Navmsa. Okay, and each and every Rashi has 9 nakshatra pada. That is the 9 divisions. For 159 signs, Aries is the first one, first Navmsa, all the way till Sagittarius. Then 2, 6, 10 signs from first Navmsa is of Capricorn. So from Capricorn till Virgo. And if we talk about 3, 7, 11 signs, so it starts from Libra. So when it starts from Libra, it is going to be till the all the way. It starts from Libra and it is going to end at Gemini. So 9 padas are there. And if we talk about 4, 8, 12 houses, 4, 8, 12 signs, that is Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. So each Navmsa will start from Cancer. So when it is starting from Cancer, it is going to end at Pisces. So this is the division of the Navmsas that I'm sharing with you. Okay. Now, when we talk about the Navmsas, you must understand that Navmsa chart is not just for looking at your partner, period. Everybody thinks that it is only for marriage, it activates only after marriage. No. It will be working. If you're born, everything is working from minute first of your birth. Remember, first minute of your birth. So we have to take it for sure that we can predict our career, education, our marriage, everything from D9 chart as well. Your spiritual inclination, your marriage partner, your career, your fortune, your prosperity, your karma, your destiny, whatever it says, you can see from there. Okay. And D10 chart is also very important. Remember, even D10 chart is very important to check. Okay. Now, let us discuss what happens when Saturn is in the Navmsa of Aries. As you can see here in the chart, let me see if you can see 1 second. See, I use the North Indian chart, so you can simply just refer to the South Indian chart here. Okay, this is the D9, this is D1. Oops, sorry for the writing. Let me just mention, this is D1 and this is D9. Okay, so you need to refer to these charts first. Now, when we talk about the D1 chart, Saturn, suppose, is in the first degree of Mula Nakshatra in Sagittarius sign. So Saturn becomes, starting from Aries, we're going to be doing when Saturn, not the houses. I'm not taking the houses right now. I'll take the houses in the next step when Saturn is in other Navmsha's houses. But right now I'm taking when Saturn is in Aries. What happens? It is governed by First of all, it is governed by Kuja, that is Mangal. Now here it debilitates. Okay. So it can bring about issues in your relationship, first of all. I have seen that people go through a lot of upheavals in their marital life at their place of work also. They don't get that kind of recognition when Saturn is in the Mars's Navmsa. It could be Aries, it could be Scorpio also. But, this also makes you very lazy. Now, you have to tell me if you have your Saturn in this Navmsa already. So you have to tell me. Okay. Not just that, Saturn in Aries, Aries is a sign of initiation, quickness, swiftness, but Saturn is a slow moving planet. That is why he debilitates in the Aries sign. So when Saturn is Nicha, it will give you a lot of opportunities, but you will not be able to avail them. It will be giving you lot of opportunities. And here in the Aries Navamsa also, it is the first, remember, it's the first sign of the natural zodiac. So here he loses Digbal also. That means he's not in a comfortable position here. Okay. Now, what happens when it is in the, one sec. What happens when it is in the Taurus Navamsa? See, Taurus is his friendly sign of Venus, ruled by Venus. So this is a good placement for this Saturn. Now, you are going to be more business-minded. You will be more inclined to make money out of money. You will be good at performing religious rites, giving speeches, serving scholars, and you will gain control over senses also. It is going to give you a pleasant and a charming personality also. It is governed by Venus, so definitely it is going to be giving you wealth also. Saturn in this will be good. Okay, irrespective of the house. I'm not doing the house right now. I'll do the house later. Okay. So that means if it is in the Taurus Navamsa, it is here, it is in the Mula Nakshatra from 3 degrees 20 minutes to 6 degrees 40 minutes. Now, Taurus Navamsa is in Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius also. So when it is falling in these, in Taurus Navamsa, it is in Taurus sign also, when it is from 13 degrees 20 minutes to 16 degrees 40 minutes. So you have to see for yourself, is there any graha in Taurus sign as well? Now here it is Saturn, Mercury, and Moon. Moon exalts in the Taurus Navamsa, Taurus sign. So this becomes a very focused and detail-oriented person. He will want to, he's a business-like mindset, he's a traveler, but he will always have slowed him, because Mercury and Moon are very fast. So when Saturn is there in the Taurus sign, he actually tames those energies. He will think logically and slowly, not an impulse. Saturn is not an impulsive graha, remember. Now, what happens when Saturn is in Gemini Navamsa? Now, when Saturn is in Mercury, or we can say Gemini Navamsa, this becomes a very satisfying kind of a Saturn. He'll be, maybe, he's not that witty or talkative kind of a profession in the D1 chart, but in the D9 chart, when it is going to be in Mercury, like Gemini, Virgo makes one very analytical though, but Gemini is witty. Maybe he's in a profession like that, wherein he will be performing certain, maybe into journalism, etc., that kind of a profession. Also, he will have knowledge about law and religion, and will be working in fewer groups. You want to join Zoom, Sonam? Somebody wants to join. Okay, let me see. Then I have to give you the link, no? How will I give you the link? Because I've already started the Zoom session. Anyways, so what I was trying to say that when Saturn is in Gemini and Navmsa, you people have two different sorts of professions also. Okay. Media, information, technology, people are more inclined to those kinds of professions. It's said that one is a good mathematician also when Saturn is in Gemini, Navmsa. Also writer, author, okay. But they are important people in few groups, these kinds of people, okay. And also, I think in Gemini, they love to travel. Now, coming to Cancer. When Saturn is in Cancer, Navamsa. See, this I just picked up. I don't know, it'll get retrograde and come back also. So anyhow, when it'll come back, I'll just increase I'll just move forward then. Now, when Saturn is in the Cancer, Navamsa ruled by Moon, now this becomes a little uneasy kind of placement, but definitely, you will be more into, um, ancient traditions. It said that when it's Cancer, it brings about a lot many changes in your profession, career growth also. It's good for hotel business or anything to do with the restaurant, hotel, water related, or maybe navy and all, we see from there as well. And also this is a good profession to the ones who are in export import, because we are looking at Saturn is our profession also, no? And it is said that when Saturn is in Cancer, people love to travel also. It's giving a lot of fluctuations in the career is not stable. And generally I've seen when Saturn is in Cancer sign, people work in the foreign lands also. So you have to tell me if it is true, if it is correct. Breweries and liquor factories also, anything to do with liquids, pearls, etc. we see from here. Now, coming to the Leo Navamsa. Thankfully, it is still going. Now, what happens when Saturn is in Sun's Navamsa, that is Leo Navamsa? Easily angered. You have lack of self-control. You like to dominate here. And Leo is also, I've seen people are very good at designing, engineering. And also it is good for the people who are connected to the hospitals, nursing, maybe, a doctor. We see that also. Engineers, especially, we can see from chemical engineers, especially, we see from Sun and Saturn combination whenever is there. Saturn in Leo Navamsa especially, and government related jobs you get to see. Now, this is only when you have a Saturn in your D1 chart also forming this kind of a connection. Please, this is a disclaimer. If you want to, just take it on the academic level that I'm teaching this. This is a lesson, this is a tutorial, and this is not based on your personal chart, because then what will happen? You will say, oh, ma'am, I am not having this kind of, this is not working for me. Why it's not working? Because in D1 chart, we have to see first, and then it has to be forming that kind of a connection in D9 chart also. Only then this will work. And then comes the D10 chart also. Okay, if it is forming a connection in 3 of these, then only this will be working. Okay, so this will take you to heights. It's a good combination for politicians also, by the way. Now, what happens when no, I think it'll go retrograde. Still in Leo. One sec. Cancer. Yeah, it became retrograde. See, I knew it'll turn retrograde now. So it's come to Gemini. Let's move a little faster. Let it cross Saturn in Virgo. Okay. See, you can visit my website, realastrology.com. You will get all the pricing there and how to go about the booking of the reading. It's better to go in for booking the whole chart reading, because if you just think that you will, by using these techniques, you can do it yourself, it is impossible, because it takes a lot of time to analyze one chart, and many parameters have to be gone through. We have to check to come to a conclusion that yes, this is the uh, you know conclusion about your particular zone of or area of life that you want to understand: profession, marriage, health, children, foreign travels, litigation, etc., etc., etc. You need to book a reading for that. Okay, this is something which is a free flowing knowledge that I'm sharing with you, but it is not complete. You must understand. Now, because your chart is unique, now what if it is again in the Virgo Navmsa? Now there is a difference between Virgo and Gemini. Virgo is a very analytical sign, so accountancy. It is about banking, accountancy, Ayurvedic medicine. Also, we see if Saturn is in Virgo sign. So see for yourself if you have any connection of Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo sign in D1, D9. So you will have these kinds of interests. It is good for oratorship, agriculture, medicines. As I said, you can be into business, banking, accountancy when you have this kind of combination. Okay. So I think nobody has done this ever. These kind of videos are required. I don't need, I'm not going to ask for subscriptions also, or like, share, anything. No, it's up to, I have left it on to the divine for whatever he has to give me. Always. I always say that whatever is mine will come to me. That is what I have learned in my 54 years of age. Okay. I don't think it's not arrogance, mind you. It is not arrogance. It's only that surrender. I don't think that one should just, be going in for only, running after the numbers. It's not good. Okay. Thank you so much, though. If you will subscribe, nothing, no problem. Most welcome. Okay, now we are coming to the next one, that is Libra. Let me see if it changes. Because in Sagittarius, we have it only till Sagittarius. Okay. So coming to, has it shifted? Yeah. Now it's exalted. It's actually a very good, thing to see Saturn exalted. Saturn and Venus is good for pilgrimage also. You're very charming. You're very good at your vocal skills, your speeches. You're good at speech, basically. And you know how to control your senses also when Saturn is in Libra sign. You're very balanced. The approach is very balanced in your married life also. I've seen foreign collaborations, multinational financial companies you'll be connected to. It is good for medicines, hospitals, carving, designing. Also, if you are into handicrafts or designing or perfumes, commission agents I've seen with Saturn in Libra, Navmsa. And also, it is good if you are into restaurant business or anything to do with art, artistic. Surgeons, I've seen very good surgeons who have exalted Saturn in D1, D9 and D10 also, especially. So you can be into music, dance, drama, also into hospitals. And if it is forming a connection with Venus, even more, it's much more better that you can be into all these, beauticians and salon and all this we see when Saturn is, if you talk about the profession. But people are more into pleasant behavior. Those kinds of energies are there when Saturn is in Libra sign. It is also about commission and banking also we see from here at times. Okay. Now, coming to the next one, that is Scorpio. It is there. Yeah, thankfully. I thought it will not be there. No, Saturn is in the Scorpio Navmsa. Now, this is again, something which people will feel that, it is a very, tough placement for Saturn because it is in the sign ruled by Mars. But this is very good for the ones who are into police department, who are into armed forces, and also in the government offices, or, they are into manufacturing units, boilers and all that, something to do with that. Electricity. That is also seen from Saturn in Scorpio, Navmsa. Also, the ones who are into occult sciences, astrology, mantra, tantra, we see it from Saturn in Scorpio, Navmsa also. See, in the D1 chart, of course, it is going to be. It has to have a connection, no? It has to have a bonding with then only. In the mining industry, engineering, we see from Saturn and Mars's sign. Also, it is good for the ones who take up a job in a trade of machineries. So that is something, or maybe real estate also. Real estate. Saturn in Scorpio sign. Scorpio, rather than Scorpio, more for Aries. But Saturn in Scorpio also makes you connect with the Martian trade professions. So engineering, of course, is more towards the towards the sign ruled by Mars, but there is a difference between Aries and Scorpio. Okay, so this is what I have seen. And then we have, let's move on to Sagittarius. No, it's not there. No, I think it will turn retrograde. It's turned retrograde. One sec. Let me just move it to Sagittarius. It's gone back. Libra, Scorpio. Now Sagittarius is here. So this is the last Navmsa here when we talk about Sagittarius. It's Vargotama here. Okay. For that, you can refer to the table. No need to memorize it if you can't memorize it. It's very simple though, but still no need to memorize. If you can see the chart in front of you, it's more than enough. Okay. Don't have any hard and fast rule to the rule book. Okay. So everything is available on the internet these days and the softwares. So now Saturn is Vargotama here, or we just forget the Vargotama part. Vargotama is when a planet is in its own zone. But when Saturn is in Sagittarius sign, this is actually good for the ones who are into accountancy, financial, or education, especially education institutions they are connected to. It's a very good placement. Also for charitable institutions, religious institutions, or NGOs, we see from Sagittarius. And this is also good for the ones who are spiritual teachers or teachers who are into imparting their knowledge. I have seen very good auditors having this kind of a combination when Saturn is in the Sagittarius Navmsa. Especially, I'm talking about the Sagittarius Navmsa. And this is also good for foreign travels, spiritual ceremonies, people who are motivational speakers. They also have this Saturn in the Sagittarius Navmsa. Old age homes, they'll be connected to NGOs, old age homes, like that. Also, it is good for the ones who are into accumulation of funds, accumulating money from some organizations. Okay. So that is what is this Sagittarius Navmsa. Finance and chemicals, sorry, not, it's auditor, financial, educational, social service. And so anyhow, you can simply just, check yourself what exactly is this combination like in your personal chart. If it is matching, do write in the comment section. If it is not, so definitely you have to check other parameters also. Maybe there is a lot of contradiction. Maybe Saturn is, in the, in some other, we can say, in a D1 chart, it is in Sagittarius, but it is forming a connection with Jupiter, Sun, Mercury. Here it is. So can you see so many grahas are there, and it's all by itself in the Sagittarius sign. So it has to have a connection, So it is good. This chart is good for a surgeon or a teacher. This chart particularly when I'm talking about. Now coming to now when Saturn has moved into Capricorn, it is going to be Vargotama, means Capricorn Navmsa. We're talking to, sticking to the point, we're talking about Capricorn Navmsa now. When a planet like Saturn, which is the Karma Karak, is in the Capricorn Navmsa, this is a good placement for the ones who want to settle abroad or they have foreign travels. Good for finance department, good for auditors, good for accountancy, good for connecting with financial institutions. Maybe you're good at making buildings, building materials. You're dealing or trading in building materials. It's said that people are good at, we can say, maybe they are good architects. Okay, so this is what, when we talk about, and CAs, very good at accountancy especially. And also it is good for some kind of small, maybe a politician or a small place leader. We see from Saturn in Capricorn sign. It is good for trading and good for oil, if you're food or oil trader. So that's also going to be a positive one. And also it is said that people become good drivers. They're good at driving skills when we talk about Saturn in Capricorn sign. Okay, in the Navmsa I'm talking about right now. Now coming to the next one, that is Aquarius. Now Aquarius Navmsa is a very positive one, actually. I've seen, because it's Mool Trikona Rashi also. So people are very good astrologers when they have a Saturn in Aquarius Navamsa. Just let me tell you one sec. I have to see something. Oh, okay. I was thinking why. Okay, I have an Aquarius Saturn myself. So I was just thinking, well, I think so. Because I don't look at my chart. I'm telling you, I'll stop learning otherwise. I will stop. My learning stops whenever I look at my chart. So never look at your chart. I forgot. Now okay. I'm an Aquarius Saturn. Thank God I just came to know. So now when Saturn is in Aquarius, it is good for psychologists. It is good for astrologers. It is good if you're dealing with some people who are into, they're having some psychological issues or they are into drugs, etc. So you help them out. Okay. So philosophy, religion, you talk a lot about these things, I'm also very philosophical. I think that is the reason. So yeah, you should never look at your chart. Good. So it's good for teaching, research-oriented mindset if you have. And it is good for oil and natural gas companies, if you're attached or you yourself are into that. Air service, space department, tourist guide, central excise. We see all this, or manufacturing of vehicles or vehicles, those tires. That is also. See, Kumbha is very, if you have seen the picture is deep from within and it is very thin from the top, right? It's like, one sec, I'm very bad at drawing though, but I'll try. See, this is the picture, right? So when we talk about the picture, it is so deep from here and the water flows from here, but the water is stored here, so deep. So that means, I'm so sorry about this because, I'm really bad at the drawing part. I don't know how to correct that. So when you talk about a picture, it has a lot of knowledge within. It doesn't show that, that I'm carrying so much. You can't make out unless you start pouring it, isn't it? So Aquarius natives are very good teachers. They should pour. The more they pour, the better they get. It's like that. So you should actually be into teaching, into developing others. That is why philosophy, lecturing, astrology, all these professions are very good if you have a Saturn in Aquarius sign. All right. And this is also good for conducting divine ceremonies. Priests, you will see this combination in the priest's charts. Okay. So do let me know if this matched. It matched with me quite a bit. I'm happy that I'm Aquarius Saturn. Okay. Now, has it reached Pisces or not? Let me see. Yeah, it has reached, thankfully. So now it is in Pisces, last Navmsa we are talking about. If you have Saturn in Pisces Navmsa, they are very good at religious institute, medicine. They are very good at medicine. They are good at finance also. Good if you connect with NGOs. Maybe they're working for NGOs, finance department. It could be. Religious institutions also we see from Saturn in Pisces. Right now, you will see people will connect to those. Saturn is transiting Pisces sign. So it will be quite, people will be connecting with the NGOs and religious institutions even more. Towards the end of this transit, the Pisces Navmsa will be active. That means Saturn will be Vargottama. It is going to be in D1 also and in D9 also in Pisces Navmsa. So it is going to be Vargottama in Revati Nakshatra. Now, this is also good for the ones who are into education, law. It is good for law also. Whenever it is forming a connection with Jupiter, no, it's good for law, it's good for management, it's good for also for the ones who are into teaching. So we see that this is a now since Saturn has transited Pisces, I have developed this liking to teach somehow. I might just be launching a webinar soon. I'm thinking all of that. If somebody wants to help me out, most welcome. So I'm waiting. Actually, there were so many people who connected and then all lull. Let's see if somebody wants to. Most welcome. Drop an email and we'll connect on Zoom and we'll discuss how to go about it. I want to do it, because I want to impart my knowledge. So maybe I'll do the fundamentals and then we go to the predictive later. So law, external affairs, navy, shipping, temple work, or religious places. So these are all when we talk about Saturn in the Pisces sign. So water related job also, navy and ship and marine and all that we see from here. And people have generally two sources of income or two types of professions when Saturn is in Pisces Navamsa. Okay. Now I'm not going to be taking up the chart. I'm not going to be rotating the chart. I'm just going to be helping you out if Saturn is in the first. Oh, okay. Okay, Saturn in the first Navmsa, first house, not first Navmsa, but first house. Now, whenever Saturn is in the first house, Navamsa, now there's a difference. Saturn is somewhere in your D1 chart, but it is in the first house in the D9 chart. So you will be very matured. You'll be very sensible. You will be extremely sincere, honest, truthful in your behavior. And you're very strong-willed also, because this is the place where Mars rules. So you'll be very disciplined and you expect the other partner or the person to be very disciplined as well. It is good for, if you are in law or in professions like, something to do with the Navy, also army, those kinds of professions. And it is said that people will be very good at teaching when Saturn is in the first house. Okay. And this is because, Saturn will be giving you too much inclination to help others also. Okay. Saturn in the first house. So you're very matured, selfless. And in relationship, it can be little difficult one. When Saturn is in the second house, now you can have very rough tongue. sharp, or we can say very upfront kind of a person. You can have, you can be less fond of luxuries, and this is also good for your um, savings part. It will be giving you good savings, and it can be that it can give your partner some issues in the health from time to time. You can be having some pains, body pains when Saturn is in the second house. And also there can be strained relationships, and you are overcautious in making investments when Saturn is in the second house. You don't want to venture, or you don't want to take any kind of venture into any kind of adventure, basically. And you're overcautious during this time when you have this Saturn Dasha also. And this can make you a good money lender also. When it is in the third house, it is good if you are away from your place of birth. You travel a lot, or you can marry young, or you can be in, and definitely you can be more hardworking during this time. You can also sacrifice a lot for your family. It is also about gains from your wealth, from your family, and you can be at the top position also when Saturn is in the third house. In the Navmsa I'm talking about, please make a note. This is only Navmsa that I'm discussing. In the third house of your D1 chart, it will be different, remember. But this is going to be making you quite on a good stature. And also this is good for the ones who are in police department or anything to do with army, navy also. Third house Saturn. Okay, and you will be having some spiritual journeys or travels at the age of 36, it said. Okay, now in the fourth house Navamsa, this is a good placement for Saturn. It will give you some challenges at the young age or teens, but you will be very, you'll be from, not, sorry, it is not that good a placement. Actually, I'm sorry, I said it's a good placement, because fourth house is not considered to be a good placement for Saturn, for marriage also, and for your relationship with your family members also. The mother becomes overbearing or very strict kind of parents or conservative family, and you're maybe closer to your grandparents more as compared to your parents. And you can be very emotionally attached to the other places apart from where you were born. Maybe you're raised away from your family where you were born. And it also denotes technical education when Saturn is in the fourth house. And also it is said that you can be into occult sciences also when you are having this Saturn in the fourth house. And you can have some prolonged sickness, deeply emotional. There can be some drama at home, that you will be experiencing from time to time. I'll take the question towards the end, Gamora. Doubt here, Army, Navy, why? Because maybe I was discussing, please mention the whole thing. I will not be able to understand which one you're talking about. Now, in the fifth house, Navmsa, you are introverted, because fifth house is extrovert. It is exposure. It is about entertainment. It is about other people. Now, mixing with other people, basically. But when Saturn is in the fifth house, I have seen that it will bring about some issues in your spine. People are having some problem through the affairs, or in love relationship, they will have some issues. And they hardly allow themselves any pleasures of life, material or physical. They may become powerful leaders and successful politicians, but they are not good to enjoy life. They don't love to have fun, basically, with the serious Saturn in the fifth house, Navamsa I'm talking about. Okay. And this is also, see, it will match up with your fourth house Saturn, fifth house Saturn in D1 chart also, but it will be even more, because that's the internal you. That's the ninth part, which is more accurate. Okay, it has to have it in D1 also. So when Saturn is here, it may cause trouble in fertility also. Conception wise, it can be very difficult, or you can have some mean friends, or very the ones who backstab you or use you and dump you, that kind of a thing. And it will give you good education, but when Saturn is in the 5th house Navamsa. When it is in the 6th house Navamsa, this is good for doing things or helping others, for serving the humanity, basically. You have a very organized and a structured approach. You'll be very meticulous in doing things, and you will always be accommodative and considerate towards others. And you will see that you will have problems with your own servants. I have seen people in India, especially, it's very difficult to do without the house help or the driver or the maid or whatever. These issues also, people come to me, when will my maid, when will I get a maid? See, Saturn in the 6th house you must actually never ever do any kind of harm to the labor class. You should never, give them that humiliating them kind of a behavior. So what happens? They will stick to you. So when Saturn is in the 6th house, you should be very, very careful about your relationship with them. It will give you some issues or the other. Okay. And with pets also, with your animals, it will give you some issues. Maybe your own pet will bite you. With Mars also, it happens in the 6th house. Now, Saturn in the 6th house will give you many enemies also, open enmity, in fact. And you will have issues in your liver, large intestines. I've seen when it is in the Navmsa of the Saturn in the 6th house, Navmsa. And you will be having profession in education stream. Education. That's good for you. If you're not, you should. And you will invest great efforts in your job, and you'll be a dedicated person. But okay, in the 7th house Navamsa, it can bring about delay or a mature partner. Delayed marriage, but a mature partner also. And the relationship with your partner, the physical relationship, is said that it is more platonic rather than a physical relationship. Okay. And you're very ethical, you're very, disciplined. And also, you will always be, because Saturn from there looks at the 9th house also in Navamsa. So you will look up to your father a lot. You'll be very attached to your father, basically. And if it is not malefic, of course. And the bonding with your partner would be quite detaching, actually. It will be less, okay? It'll be really less, the connectivity. And this is also good for your professional career growth. You will be working in the foreign land. You will be traveling a lot. And it's good if you are working overseas, away from your place of birth when Saturn is here, because Saturn from there looks at your 4th house also. And it will give you trouble in day-to-day businesses. Any kind of business, it is going to. And kidney problems I've seen when Saturn is in the 7th house. Okay. And don't be lazy. That's also a remedy that I'm giving you. Now, retrograde is different. Don't ask about retrogrades. Now, retrograde Saturn is different completely. So let's not discuss that. And it's just that what happens when Saturn is in these Navamsa. It will give the result of the Navamsa at least. Okay. What happens when Saturn is in the 8th house Navamsa? This is actually, it will give mixed results, because Saturn gives unexpected talents, unexpected gains or talents or skills when Saturn is in the 8th house Navamsa. This is also, this can make you or your partner very harsh in their speech. So you can be very hurtful. It also denotes less connectivity with your father, or maybe loss of father at an early age, or some sort of distant relationship with your father. And also this is that you will be studying even after, or education even will continue even after your professional career starts. And Saturn will give you loss of wealth in the mid-age if it is afflicted in D1. Okay. It can give health issues to the in-laws or the spouse. It's said that when Saturn is in the 8th house, the partner is from the other community or is a little lesser in the wealth prospects, if you can see, like is lesser than you. Depends how you take it. And it is good if you are connected to some educational institution, that's good. And it is also said that you may develop enmity with your superiors or leaders at the workplace and frequent job changes when it is in the 8th house Navamsa. Okay. Frequent, like otherwise it is not that bad. It gives you good career also, and education will continue. So for higher studies, it's important to see 8th house Saturn. It will give you good longevity also. Now, what happens when Saturn is in 9th house Navamsa? Okay. 9th house Navamsa is about bad friends. It's loss through friends, remember. It's that kind of a placement. And it is about spiritual tours, losses during travels. Long distance travels might become very difficult for you. You can be suspended from a job and then you will be hired again. And it is good if you are in a foreign land. If you are, you can have issues there, but it is said that when you are having this Saturn in the 9th house, it will give you some spiritual reasons for traveling. Okay. And honors from the foreign lands, of course, when Saturn is in the 9th house. And someone, you will marry who is very philosophical or spiritually inclined when Saturn is here. And they, as a family, you will build traditional and spiritual institutions after marriage. It's good that, this placement will bring about influential political establishments or your connection with the politics also, if it is not afflicted. Otherwise, it is not good for litigation also, this 9th house placement of Saturn, because it is the 4th from your 6th house. So it can bring about litigation issues also. And it can delay marriage and wealth accumulation also. Okay. Now, what if it is in the 10th house Navamsa? 10th house is all about responsibilities and accountability. So you love to serve humanity, donate your hard money to the needy and to the underprivileged, and also too much effort to stabilize your married life also. You are very broad-minded, and a lot many changes happen, inside the job when Saturn is in the 10th house. And maybe, you're not too happy in the job, whatever you're doing, you're not too happy with that. You are very responsible, but you are very, you're not getting your due. That is why you're not too happy with the Saturn Navamsa. Your education, if Mercury is also involved, it said that your education and your profession is of the same stream. Okay. You will micromanage everything, your domestic life, your career and everything, and with father, you have issues, you definitely might not be getting along well with your father, or you can bring about, some distant relationship with your father when Saturn is in the 10th house. And also you will have a chance to travel overseas and shift there also for your permanent residency if you want. Okay. You have to take care of your knee joints. In the old age, you have to be cautious about your knee joints. Okay. In the 11th house Navamsa, when Saturn is there, it brings about habits like gambling, drinking, connection with the bad people, etc. Small friend circle, but you can get involved in wrong friend circle also. It will give you one source of income. It is good for your striking conversations, to the limit, like to limited conversation, I would say. And you keep donating, but you do not just get over carried away. Because what happens when Saturn is there, you are over generous. You become too generous and you're just giving away your wealth. Your savings, assets, stock valuation, everything associated with wealth peaks after your marriage, basically. Also, you can have a father who has harsh tongue, and you can have ancestral property. You can be in the research work. You can be a good teacher, preacher, and banker also, if you have a 11th house Navamsa Saturn. Okay. And you will see that marriage is a burden. You see marriage as a burden. So you may want to take your relationship slow and steady, and you want to take time to get settled. Okay. And of course, you will be involved in some spiritual ceremonies or religious ceremonies even more as compared to others. So do not get carried away in all these rituals and all. Don't be too superstitious also. Okay. In the 12th house, this is about foreign travels, settlement in the foreign land, or getting accolades in the foreign lands also. They are they're loners, basically. It's like, you will be more spending more time alone rather than being with people. And you hardly buy things for yourself. You prefer a simple, basic life, far away from the excitement and joy, and you spend time alone more, or you work behind the scenes. You like to work behind the scenes when Saturn is in the 12th house. If Saturn is in Scorpio, especially, you will be working behind the scenes, and you'll be very good at astrology also, I must tell you. Okay. And you will be associated with religious, spiritual establishments, ashrams, temples, worship places. And this is also about scheming your own family members or your partner. So this is something you have to be cautious about. You should not be a tout. With the 12th house transit, you can tell stories and cook up stories because Saturn looks at your second also. So that is something. You can be very lazy and you can be depressive also at times. But the best thing that you can do is accumulate spiritual knowledge that will help you come out of the issues that you're going through in life. Okay. So you can have secret enemies also. You think that this person is my best friend, but that person only will backstab you at the end of the day. So you have to be taking care. Your father will have a lot of travels, and you can have some issues in your ears and your feet region. Okay, so this is what I wanted to share. And now, Gamora, you wanted to ask something. Please mention what you want to know. Ma'am, would you really inputs on Uranus sign change someday if relevant? Yeah, it is very relevant, and maybe I will do it. I actually was thinking of doing it. I don't know. I had a slide also of the same. Anyhow, I'll see. See, everyone. Mayank, yes, planet in Navmsa is bad, especially the Dasha of Navmsa. You have to see if there's a saving grace. First, check if there is a saving grace. If you have a good planet also there, then it's not bad. It can't be that bad. Pamela, you have to book a reading, dear. I'm not taking any kind of horoscopes right now. Thanks, Rupal, for acknowledging. Yes, ma'am. Third house you mentioned. Third house is naturally for courage, no? So army, navy, military people have to be courageous, no? If Saturn is there, it does well. 3, 6, 10 houses, 11 houses, any which ways malefics do well. Because you need courage. You don't need Saumya Grahas there. Saumya Grahas and Krura Grahas. These are two types of Grahas. So when you have Krura Grahas or the malefics here in the 3, 6, 10, 11 houses, they do well because you need that courage. But so when no, it's okay, Pamela. It's perfectly fine. You can just clear your doubts. No doubt about it. I'm here to help you out also in my own capacity, but so if I start taking up horoscopes, no, that's not right. So now with the with the planets in these zones like Saturn, Mars, Rahu, Ketu, they do well in these. Okay, understood, Gamora? Thank you. Any other general questions related to Navamsa of Saturn? Most welcome. Please do a free live prediction once a week. No, I will not do. I will not do free predictions. Sorry, that's not right. Because in 2 minutes, I should not be doing a horoscope like that. I study the horoscope thoroughly and then I do the readings. When somebody is paying me for a reading, I'm not doing it. It's a responsible job. If I'm doing something like that, free flowing and just predicting like that in the air, it's not good. It's in the thin air. So it is not right. Yes, it will end after 5 weeks. Warlike situation will end only after 5 weeks. Okay. Thank you so much for being here, for watching me, and stay blessed, everyone. I thought that I will be, I just came from the dinner, so I thought I'll just discuss this topic. I don't know, somehow I felt that this is a topic that everybody's asking me from a long time. I must share my insights. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Stay blessed, everyone. Good night. That's it.